Namaste. Too much is the only sin, says Lao Tzu. So, whatever you do in life, if you are doing it too much, then you are committing a sin. And it is disturbing the balance in your life. So, balance is required. You need to balance everything, spiritual as well as material. And that's exactly what Paramahamsa Yogananda says. And so, in this podcast, I have briefly talked about the signs of a good horoscope. Remember, the importance of Kendra and Trikona houses is immense. There are people who have certain placements such as Rahu in the 8th house. These people, they are not able to maintain balance. They do too much into occultism, too much into spirituality, and then the balance is gone. The material side suffers. Then there are people who have more planets in the 11th house. They do too much in the material world, and so the whole spirituality thing is missing. Again, the balance is gone. So you see, there has to be a balance, because along with your spiritual practice, you also have to pay your electricity bills and your other bills. Remember, you have not yet become a sannyasi. If you become a monk or a sannyasi, then it is okay. Then you can focus only on your spiritual practice. But you are not a monk. You are not yet a sannyasi. So whatever spiritual practices you do, there has to be a balance. And so horoscopes that have this balance, these kind of horoscopes are the best horoscopes. And how to identify based on the house, that is what I have discussed in this podcast. This is the first part of this podcast. I will be talking more on Trikona and Kendra houses, because it is a very important subject when it comes to finding balance. So let's begin. Life is multi-dimensional. Similarly, astrology is also multi-dimensional. Just one house cannot decide the outcome of a certain aspect of human life. Always remember, we are multi-dimensional beings. Our life here on planet Earth is only a fraction of who we are. Human beings are also multi-dimensional. Sex cannot engulf your whole. If it is doing so, then you are simply being one-dimensional. Money cannot engulf your whole life. If that is the case, then you are simply being one-dimensional. Dharma also cannot engulf your life. Else you will become a hardcore religious activist who shows no humanity, no feelings. Spirituality also cannot engulf your life. Else you will miss to take care of the basic needs of your life, such as food, hospital bills, shelter, and clothing. So you see, everything is needed, and one who is able to balance all of these aspects of human life becomes a real master, a real yogi. There should be a balance between material and spiritual progress, a balance achieved through the principles based on love and compassion, says Dalai Lama. Balance is the key, and therefore, a good horoscope is always balanced, meaning it has planets in the Kendra, that is in the first, fourth, seventh, or tenth, as well as in the Trikona houses, that is in the second, third, fifth, sixth, eighth, ninth, 11th, or 12th. First house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house are known as Kendra, meaning the center houses in Vedic astrology. First, fifth, and ninth house are known as Trikona, meaning triangular houses. In reality, every Kendra house is also a part of Trikona. The first house is a part of the fifth and ninth house, that is the Trikona. This Trikona, formed by first, fifth, ninth house, is called the dharma Trikona, meaning the righteousness triangle. 10th house, Kendra, is part of the second and sixth house, Trikona. This Trikona, formed by 10th, second, and sixth house, is artha Trikona. Artha Trikona means the triangle of money and wealth. Seventh house, which is Kendra, is part of the third and 11th house. This Trikona, formed by 7th, 11th, and 3rd house, is the Kama Trikona, meaning the sexual, physical pleasures, desires, fulfillment triangle. 4th house, which is Kendra, is a part of the 8th and 12th house Trikona. This Trikona, formed by 4th, 8th, 12th, is the moksha Trikona, meaning the triangle of liberation, nirvana. So you see, the Kendra and Trikona comprises all the aspects of human life. That is, artha means money, kama means sex, dharma means righteousness, and moksha means liberation. The Hindu religion, or to be more precise, the Sanatan Dharma of ancient India, has been so perfectly based on these four walls of human life: artha, that is money; kama, that is sex; dharma, that is righteousness; and moksha, that is nirvana, liberation of the soul. And so, for every outcome, there is a combination of houses that is responsible. So for a marriage, it is not that only 7th house you have to see. Along with 7th house, the 3rd and 11th house. Similarly, for your career, it is not just the 10th house. Along with the 10th house, the 2nd and 6th house is also important. And similarly, for your spiritual progress, it is not just the 12th house, but along with the 12th house, the 4th and 8th house is also important. And all these houses are trikonas. And so in this first part, I have shared certain insights, and in the next part, I will talk more on Trikona and Kendra houses. Enough for now. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam गणपतये नमः.